Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 33 of Techopolis 3. So many threes. Anyway, today, while we make the dimensional ore processing line right here behind me, what are all of these machines? What do we need for them? And what do we use them for? Well, you're going to have to jump into this episode and find out. All right, guys, let's get into this episode here. Uh, if you notice in my inventory there, I have a lot of ores. I went mining out in the real world or off of this island, going place to place. I built a flight for taking over and flying up and that type of stuff, but I wanted to make some ores here. I want to while we're waiting for this, oh, 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 no, 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 no. That was a bit too fast. All right. While we're waiting for this to get done, I think we're going to need a lot of coal. That seems like our number one, or we're going to need the most about. So we'll set that in there. We'll set this up, let this extract. We're going to need a lot of them because we're going to try to set up a place for multiple ore extractors and get all of the ores set up, and that we can also use this liquid sulfur here. I might actually have to shrink this down a little bit. I'm not sure. I don't think I can actually. All right, we've got the iron here now, the lead. Lead, lapis, nickel, osmium. Uh, I, and the diamond I made in the combiner using the resources that we collect here because I was having issues finding those. But like I said, one of this is going to like our diamonds. Okay, think about it this way. We have this nice little setup here where this is processing this into purified coal, and I forgot that I wanted to set this back up so this would extract, turning more of this into coal. So there we go. We have this set up, but the diamonds just we're using so many of these diamonds so rapidly. It'd be good to actually have another source for diamonds. Also, this for coal, while yes, we're pretty decently backed up on this finally since we did that improvement on the charcoal. As you can see there, for some odd reason, it's like backed up and that's pumping. This stuff is like stuck in here, so yeah. But yeah, this all starts with us getting dimensional ores set up here. So we've got a surplus of stuff. And the reason why I want to use this to make these ores and stuff here is dimensional ores extractors, if you don't remember, require two-dimensional ores. And so, like, this will make 4 of them, 5 now. So we would have 5, the ability to make 5 of them. So we want to make sure that we have enough. And like coal is one of the ones that we can use first to surpass our need. Osmium, we're going to definitely need. Yes, we have this nice little setup here to automate osmium production. While it's great, we're going to be ramping up super high shortly. And this lapis, if I don't tell you this now, this is a nice setup. It's just needs a little bit more stuff. I wish there was a payless crystal that we could dimensional payless crystal. That would be kind of neat. But yeah, we need one of each of these guys. And okay, hold on. I'm sure I saw zinc as one of them, right? Dimensional other zinc ore. Dimensional zinc ore. Oh, this requires the nether zinc. And we would need the blank netherrack, which would need the compressed netherrack, which, well, we don't have the loot fabricator to make zinc. So zinc is one of those ones that we're going to have to process another way. But we finally have enough to do our gold, which is good. Ender ore, which is got enough to do 2 of the ender ores. Actually, we have enough to do multiple ender ores, so we can take a couple of these ender ores and use them as creating the dimensional thing. Okay, so yeah, zinc. We need to put that back onto our list of ores. Redstone. See, oh yeah, there's the zinc. We still had the zinc on the list. Black quartz. We could do that one, but that's going to be a little bit later. So, anyway, let's do the math here of how many extractors we're going to need. We're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 miners. So we're going to need 13 of these dimensional things here. So we're going to need diamonds. We need this is not enough of the diamonds yet, but we can easily toss these right here. Wait, we can grab them right here. We'll see how many of these we got here. I'm not sure. I didn't do the math. There we go. 9, 10? 9. Okay, so we got 9 of them. 9 of these 13 and some. Okay, so that's not bad. And we're going to need more of these guys. And these guys require more of the teleportation cores. So let's see here. Teleportation cores. Should have the stuff. We just Yeah, we're going to need a lot more stuff here. This is one reason why we need the diamonds. So I'm going to replace this with diamonds. Go back here. Place that back in there. We'll do the diamond one. And set this up here. Put this quartz glass here. Get this extracting diamonds. And we can actually put these dimensional machine frames in there. It's going to make it use more energy, but it speeds up the time a lot better. But now that we've actually got our first diamond ore here, let's actually set up our processing center here. So first, we're going to need a chemical dissolution chamber. Okay, so and it's going to need one of these rotary condensers. So let's get those two things set up first. Rotary condenser. All right, basic tank, a tablet, should be easy, rotary condenser, and we're only really going to need one of each of these because I think we're going to be able to upgrade all of this to a higher tier and send it all through this line perfectly acceptable. Okay, so we're going to need some dimensional ores for the chemical dissolution chamber. So, and two of these ultimate control circuits. So let's get two ultimate control circuits. Let's come over here. We have a stack of this. We can just grab this stack. I should be soon allowing it to process down. Right, there is this number of these guys. So we're going to need, you know what, we're going to just make 6 of these real quick and toss these in here. So we'll let these process. We've got that done up. All right, we're going to need now the rotary condenser. Well, we already have that. We're going to need this chemical dissolution chamber, which is going to require another dimensional thing, chemical. And it used the coal, which is acceptable. We have plenty of that. Grab 2 of these ultimate control circuits right here. All right, so now if we look at the progression here, we press U here, we'll see the chemical dissolution chamber dissolves this into diamond slurry. All right, so diamond slurry goes into a chemical washer with purifying water. Oh, this is interesting. I think, let's see here. Use for this, use for this. Okay, that goes through purifying water. Okay, so it all goes through purifying water. All right, that's acceptable. Which if you're not too familiar, we do have hot water right here. It's just not backed up yet. Because the liquid lithium is not fully backed up yet. All right. I was hoping it would all be backed up by now. It would help if I actually added more heaters to these guys. I'm not sure how many heaters we would need to get this up to full production. I did look into the other way, and yeah, we don't have solar panels, so we can't do the bigger versions like I wanted to. Anyway, we set this guy up here. We set the site configuration very carefully here, okay? We want the output to be to this machine. Okay, so let's look. Okay, that's perfect. The output goes to that machine. We want it in chemical config fluid. We're going to input from the one side. No output. We'll turn output off. We also want it onto the deconsideration. Anyway, where were we? Use for this. In here, what's the use for this? We need the chemical washer. Chemical washer will give us clean diamond slurry. Then we need a chemical crystallizer. Chemical crystallizers will make this. We need a chemical injector. The chemical injector will take the diamond clumps, we'll need a purification chamber to make the diamond clumps. Diamond clumps will come to a crusher. Crusher will come to an enrichment chamber. The enrichment chamber is the end for this one. For the other stuff, say this, the enrichment chamber there we go. Use for that. If we see here, it will go through the enrichment smelter as the rest. So we might need two for the double enrichment and then the energized smelter method. But anyway, we have the dissolution chamber. We need the chemical washer here. So let's make a couple of those tanks. One of these advanced things. We should have everything for it except there we go. Now we have the chemical washer. The chemical crystallizer requires us to be using fluorite. Right, fluorite is enrichment chamber of fluorite dust. Fluorite dust is made in a dimensional infuser with brine. So we need to come along here. this is turning brine into that. So what if we turn that off for a little bit? Go grab a bucket. I should have grabbed the bucket before I came over here. Come on. There we go. Grabbed a couple buckets. And should be able to get a bucket's worth here. There we go. I think that's all we're going to need is one bucket's worth. All right, so we come over here to this guy. Should be able to... There we go. We can like right-click it in. Can process it for us. Gives us the fluorite dust here. We need what? 2 fluorite dusts for the chemical crystallizer? Yeah, 2. That goes through an enricher. Here, you can enrich this. Got to make sure we grab it before it pops out to the other thing. All right, we need 2 of these guys. All right, now that we've got 2 fluorites, we can now make the chemical crystallizer. Looks like we're going to need a couple more of those teleportation cores. We had done up. We're going to need more teleportation cores. I already know that. I really need to set up a teleportation core processing facility. All right, so here's that chemical crystallizer. All right, so we have that. Now we need a chemical crystal. I can English. Chemical injection chamber, which needs two purification chambers, which needs an enrichment chamber. So let's make a couple of those. We're gonna need, I'm gonna just drop those in there. Chemical injection chamber, we're going to need 2 purification chambers. One stays in our inventory. This enricher goes into our inventory as well. Purification chamber, right? No, it's the chemical injector. There we go. All right, enrichment chamber. So this should, if my math is correct, be the entire line from this all the way to this, where we're going to have to separate it up, say, to a smelter behind here and an enricher right here somehow. I think we can come down below here. And say, all right, so we did the power lines. So we should be able to power line this. Let's grab some energy cables. Mechanism, the basic universal power cables. All right, so if I come down here, okay, so that is them getting power, correct? Yes, they're all getting power now. Let me box this up again here. We don't have to deal with the underneath anymore. All right, so now we just need fluid cables, or yeah, fluid. At mechanism, where is our logistical? No, mechanical pipes. There we go. All right, mechanical pipes. This is right here what I wanted primarily. I will be building these machine casings, or these dimensional miners here, probably off stream. So we've got the process, but I wanted to make some diamonds to start with. All right, so we set this up here. Make sure that this is pouring this into here. This is turning this into liquid gaseous sulfuric acid, which is filling up the dissolution chamber. Perfect. Okay, so dissolution chamber, we're going to clear all the sides. We're going to say input from the left for the gas. Okay. We're going to say no. This is item. So we're going to say top will be the input for this. The gas will be, or chemicals should be like this. Okay. So if we put in the diamond here, we're testing this out here, guys. The diamond slurry got pushed over here. Okay, so now we need purified water, which we can get from our purified water setup over here. Or we can make a new purified water setup, which I might do. But let's just grab a couple buckets of purified water. Okay. Purified water, more than meets the eye. All right, purified water here. Chemical washer gets the purified water, right? So what do we need? Do we need like a tank to push that into it? So let's try a tank. Yeah, we'll try a tank here. Chemical washer. Set this up on top here. And set this here. If we pushed those in there, this is purifying this into clean diamond slurry. This is getting enough of the clean diamond slurry in here to make crystallized diamonds, which now we say eject. Okay, so it should eject right here to the chemical crystallizer. We're gonna have to get purified water being created in a more surplus manner. And I think this is going to take oxygen. So why not use some flint real quick? Because I think that's it, right? So hydrogen chlorine requires salt. So we're going to have to set up hydrogen chlorine setup. But if we have salt here, which we do, we can just have it drop in the salt, I guess. We have the salt being made over there by the smelter, so it's making the redstone, which we can actually drop it from using. I think this can use, yeah, we can use the chemical upgrades in here, so we're going to have to use the chemical upgrades. So we get the diamond shards. The diamond shards go in here. This is the purification chamber. That gets oxygen. So we're going to have to set up a nice little setup for this next episode. But we will put in, say, the flint here. This also, I think, can use the chemical upgrades, which we're going to have to make some. I'm going to make all the upgrades between episodes, guys. But we get the diamond clumps here. That gets ejected here to the right, right? Yeah. And input to the right. Doesn't that go through the enrichment chamber? Crusher. Oh, crusher. Okay. That's completely understandable why it didn't want to do that. So we do have a surplus crusher here, right here. Our own personal use crusher. I have no problem tossing over here, which all of these will become advanced. So this gets crushed. Then we're going to send it to the enrichment chamber to the right. The enrichment chamber will process this. And now we have diamond dust, which the diamond dust would go through another enrichment chamber or a smelter. But there we go. We can get diamonds that way now. So I'd like to say, if you like this episode, hit that like button. If you dislike this episode, go right ahead, hit the dislike button. We will finish this automation. We're up next episode. But yep, this is the basic automation for the dimensional ores. I think next episode we'll work on getting more of the dimensional ores processing here. so we can have all the ores getting processed. I think between episodes, I'm going to increase each of these guys to have 4 heaters, resistive heaters on them. I think we can go like... Oh, wait. Okay, so I'm going to look about upgrading all of these to say that right there, which should be 10 times their current speed. Our power cables aren't liking this. But should be backing up some of our stuff now. Looks like our liquid lithium is still dropping, but it looks like it's because we're backing up this. So that's why. Anyway, if you like this episode, hit that like button. If you dislike this episode, go right ahead, hit that dislike button. Leave a comment down below why you disliked it. I will see you guys next week. Until then, later, Gators.